Have seen the picture of the two donkeys together, and when I saw it, it reminded me of a poem by Thomas Hardy called The Oxen. He records in that poem a West Country fable or story, a legend in fact, that on the eve of Christ's birth, all the animals kneel in the barns and stalls in homage to Christ. He ends that poem by saying if someone told him that it were happening, he would go still to see the animals kneel. D.K. Chesterton, too, has a famous poem called The Donkey. It is a first-person poem written from the donkey's perspective, a description that is not at all flattering to the poor animal, who sees himself as having ears like errant wings and being the devil's walking parody of all four-footed things. But it is the last verse of that poem that I really treasure, because in it the donkey shares the thing that gives him, despite the circumstances and appearance, a deep sense of self, of pride, a sense that beyond the big ears and braying noise, he too has value, even if the world cannot see it. The donkey shares the secret in these words: "Fools, for I also had my hour, one far fierce hour and sweet. There was a shout about my ears and palms before my feet." The donkey's joyous secret was that it was he who had carried Jesus in triumph in Palm Sunday into the city of Jerusalem, and thereby plays his part in honoring Christ. That poem reminds me of a Christmas song that is often part of church Christmas pageants. I'm pretty sure we use it in church because it can be stretched to include as many children as possible and gives you a reason to get them all to the front of the church looking in some kind of costume as if they belong there. It is a wonderful Christmas song. Jesus, our brother, strong and good, was humbly born in a stable rude, and the friendly beasts around him stood. Jesus, our brother, strong and good. And then the next verse: "I," said the donkey, all shaggy and brown, "I carried his mother up hill and down. I carried them safely to Bethlehem town. I," said the donkey, shaggy and brown. It goes on from the donkey to other barnyard creatures, to cow and sheep and dove, and speaks of the gift they brought to Emmanuel, God with us. The inclusion of animals in nativity scenes dates back to the 13th century, to a name we're familiar with, Francis of Assisi, whose love for animals and birds was so strong that he referred to them as his brothers. He is credited with creating the first nativity display. And in almost all of these displays, both an ox and a donkey, or an ass, are present. The donkey seen as a symbol of humility and obedience. In the stories that we tell around the Nativity in the manger, the animals present mirror the values of care and compassion, sometimes better than humans do. And they are there as an expression of love and support. Their presence helps us understand that the birth of Jesus was an event that altered not just human life, but the life of the created world, that all can respond in love to the one who comes. In Christ born in a manger, whose mother had been carried to Bethlehem by a donkey, we see the image and tell the story of a peaceable kingdom where all creation can live in harmony together. And this too, that dream and hope for peace, is part of our Advent waiting. Now the donkeys take their place in this evolving picture, and it becomes clearer as the days have gone on what this image might be. Yet still we live in expectation of the completed picture. The donkeys.